What's your favorite coffee on Disney property?
Oh man. Okay, this is hard. So I
have one.
You do?
But I haven't been to very many.
Shut up. Just kidding.
Good morning, it's Gray, and today I'm filming the second episode of What's Brewing, which is what you're watching right now. And as you saw, I'm chatting today with Lex. If you're not familiar, Lex is from The Lost Bros, and it's Cody and Lex, and they do theme park Disney / pop culture merch. It's super cool. So if you like, musical artists like Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter, or bookish things like A Court of Thorns and Roses, anything like that, they do crossovers with Disney themes, so it's super cool. I highly recommend checking out their website. As you can see, I'm wearing one of their shirts right now, and I probably always will be. It's like most of my apparel, so if you see me on camera, check it out, it's probably Lost Bros. And that's just a background on the Lost Bros. But today, I'm speaking with Lex, just Lex, and Lex is the creative director. She wears a lot of hats at the Lost Bros, but more than that, I'm just going to chat and get to know her as the wonderful person she is. So before I get started, just shouting out that they have a family meal coming up. I'll be there, some of the DVC Rental Store team will be there, and then obviously Cody and Lex will be there running this awesome event. It's a community event where you can go eat, get merch, hang out. I don't even know what's in store. I'm very excited, but it's coming up. Let me get the date right. March 9th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's at Home State Brewing in Winter Garden. So if you haven't yet, go to their Facebook, go to their Instagram, RSVP, and hopefully we'll see you there. So I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. I'm gonna drive over to Saratoga Springs where Cody and Lex are hanging out. I'm gonna sit down and talk to her. So without further ado, let's see what's brewing with
Lex.
Woo! So, introduce yourself. Who is Lex? Who is Lex the person, not Lex the mother, not Lex the Lost Bros person, but who is Lex?
Lex the person, oh gosh. She's she wears many hats. She likes many things. I love coffee. So it's really funny that we're here doing this because I don't just love it I kind of like it. It's a part of my traveling. It's a part of my everyday. I love to read books, really into my books right now. But yeah, of course I love Disney, but more than anything, I feel like Lex as a person right now, especially in my 30s, has been find what makes you the happiest and just do it. That is Lex at the core of me right now.
Huge good advice.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like I learned that early, and that's I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, wish my 20s were been focused on that but they definitely weren't.
So where has that led you? Where has following what you do lead you on a daily basis? What do you do to enrich yourself?
It definitely looks way more mellow than I had thought growing up. I feel like when you're younger, you have all these big dreams and these big aspirations, which I still do, and I definitely have those and I pursue those, but I guess you picture your life a certain way and it's going to look like A, B, C, and D. And then when those things don't happen, there's this big disappointment and there's this big burnout and there's this big coming to moment of okay, well then what's my point of being here? When all those things you plan for don't happen or they do and then they break. So for me, finding this happiness where it's just live every day and choose happiness, it is so mellow and small, but with such big rewards. Yeah. I'm talking I make sure there's a way I find myself outside every single day for at least 30 minutes to an hour. That is a huge amount of joy in my life. Spending time with my kids is a huge amount of joy. Spending time in the business as I work with our staff, and so working with them and getting to help them grow within their position within the business, a huge rewarding thing. But it really is no longer these big, huge aspirations that are bringing the happiness to my life, but really the small little moments when I find myself just at home by myself or with my kids. Yeah. Very small moments have been the most rewarding.
Oh, that's really wholesome.
Yeah. No, I'm so serious.
That is so wholesome.
Or when I'm reading a book about fairies and dragons, that also brings an immense amount of happiness.
I've heard rumors that you're the planner, the itinerary person. And I'm very much like that. I want to know every minute when I'm going. Yep. So if you had no content goals for the day, you had no budget, what is your perfect day at Disney? Like, where would you start? Where would you stay at? And what parks would you go to? And what would be that perfect day? But you can't say a content goal. It can't be for work. It has to just be for pleasure.
That is going for work is my least favorite time. So I'm gonna be so real. Yeah. We've been doing this for almost 10 years. So when we go to the parks for work, they are super enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. It's a great time. But when I get to go in there and there's not a phone in my hand, other than for all the Disney experience stuff you have to have it for, that is the most fun time at Disney. So I would mostly spend my time at a resort. That is where I would be for my perfect Disney day. I would love to like venture in for like breakfast, maybe hang out for an hour, do one ride, and then leave. But I definitely, I mean, for me, Wilderness Lodge is that's it. That's top tier, and then the campgrounds as well. Those two resorts hand in hand. No budget. I would stay at Cascade Cabins.
Okay. Right.
That's it. You can't go better than that. I'd hang out there outside by the fireplace, reading books about dragons and fairies, and I would go on a long walk, and then I would go to the parks for a little bit, get a breakfast, come back, and then go to the pool, and then eat there at Geyser Point. Like, I mean, just, oh, God.
So you already have the plan.
Oh, yeah. I would go to Geyser, but I wouldn't eat at Geyser Point. I get to go to bring it back to the cabin. Because you have your fire pit outside, and you can watch the fireworks.
And what month is it? It's like, what, February? What do you think? What month?
Normally I would say February, but this has been a very hot, miserable February out of nowhere. Yeah. So January now. January is the month. Right. February has betrayed me. Yeah, January. Yeah, exactly.
That's a great plan. And so I'm going to make it hard for you. So we're going to do, I can't say it on camera. I'll say love, marry, kill. You've heard of it.
Yeah.
But we have our own version, rent, purchase, sell.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you 3 resorts, and you can equate them to rent would be like kiss. Purchase would be like marry. Yeah. Sell would be the other.
Goodbye.
So the 3 I've picked for you, I'm not going to make it easy. Okay. It's going to be Grand Flow, Riviera, or Wilderness Lodge.
You know what? I know you think this is hard, but it's actually not. This is so easy for me.
I might have changed
This is so easy for me. Definitely, we're going to buy Wilderness Lodge. We will rent Grand Floridian. Grand Floridian across the board has the best and the best food on property, and there's so much to offer there. Fantastic. And yeah, I would sell Riviera.
That's okay. Honestly, I didn't know. I thought you might sell Grand Flow.
No, that was the first Disney resort I ever stayed at.
Gotta be
so that stays. That stays forever.
So going off of what you just said, which is that you get to be here all the time. How do you keep it? How does it keep, like, what keeps you coming to Disney besides work? Like, how do you keep it fresh? Do you do something, or does it just come inherently because you love it?
I think it keeps it fresh because there are things here that my kids still haven't done. They're 13 years old now, both of them are twins. And I, prolong their Disney experiences for years. Like, there is still so much they haven't done and so much they haven't seen because for them, when I experience it with them, it's like the first time, like seeing it through their eyes. It's like, oh, I've never experienced this. Like, I went to Space 220 when the first day it opened. Fantastic, amazing. I loved it. Walked away, thought it was a great addition, never thought of it again. When I took my kids for the first time, 2 years later, I left there being like, well, that was the single greatest dining experience of my life. Like, it was like just seeing them react to everything. So they really help with keeping this place fresh because I do prolong their experices as long as I can.
So what you're saying is you've planned it out.
Oh yeah. Yes. Like, they've been asking for the Wild Africa Trek at Animal Kingdom for years. Like, they saw that we had went right when it first opened after everything opened back up from the pandemic, and they watched the video. They're like, oh, we want to go, and that was 3 years ago now, and I'm like, nope, not yet. It's on the list. It's on the list. We'll get there, but not yet. They've never done a Disney cruise. There's still so many things that they haven't done that will be fun to explore with them as we get there at some point, or maybe not until they're adults. Who knows? I think that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just giving you time. I don't like keep going.
Sorry.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to talk. I'm like I want to hear you. What they said is the best way to interview is just to shut up.
Perfect.
So I'm like I'll shut
Perfect.
up.
If you start talking, I'll just tell you to shut up.
Yeah, do it. That'd be a great bit the whole time.
Just
read the questions off and I'll just
shut up.
What's your favorite coffee on Disney property?
Oh man. Okay, this is hard. So I
have one.
You do?
But I haven't been to very many.
Shut up. I'm just kidding. Okay, what's your favorite one?
No, I want to hear yours first.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so this is a hard question because I notoriously drink black coffee. When once in a blue moon, I'm like, sure, I'm craving a little dessert. That sounds nice because that's what sweet coffee is for me. That is dessert because I just drink black coffee. But I will say, I'm gonna say it wrong. I always say it wrong, and I just said I would sell this place.
What is it?
Well, I said I was gonna sell this resort.
I know. So it is the same.
Oh, it is the same one. Which one is it?
I'll say it.
The Shakarado, Shakarito,
I don't know.
How do you say it? Shakarado, yeah.
That's what I say, and that is definitely my.
That is the best one. It has. You can really taste the espresso in it, which makes me happy, and then you have that little bit of sweetness in there, but not too overpowering. I love it. It's great. It's really good. The shaken Jamaican cold brew is also a pretty good one as well. That one's over at Contemporary and a few other places too. But yeah, that's the one. That would be Shakarado.
It's so
there
good.
it is.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's so good.
We're gonna add to the tally of the controversial question, which is Figment versus Orangeburg.
Oh,
it might be easy answer for you, but there is discourse.
Okay, I'll be totally honest. Neither one of them ever spoke to my soul. I think Orangeburg is really cute.
Zero.
I think Orangebird's cute, but I will have to go with Figment. Because I feel like with Figment, I can at least place him with a memory of the first time I rode the attraction and just being what the actual heck is happening in this ride and what were Imagineers thinking when this all came to fruition. So I have those memories, which were really fun and funny, but Orangebird's cute, but I know it has that little song, but other than that, what else does Orangebird give besides cute?
I think he's just cute.
He's just cute.
It goes a little bit of a way.
So Figment's just giving more.
Right, Figment.
So Figment gets it.
Yeah. We're gonna build your perfect resort. So I'm gonna give you a couple categories, and you're gonna pick one resort. You can't repeat, but you're gonna pick one resort for that feature, and then we're gonna figure out what your perfect resort looks like.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Right. Gotcha,
the first one is the location, so the actual physical location.
Location. Grand Floridian.
Okay.
Yeah, Grand Floridian.
Grand Floridian location.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hate me because the next one's dining.
Okay, it's okay. There's plenty of other good resorts out there that have amazing food. I do think that Grand Floridian has the most variety of an amazing spread on all different levels. I guess I would have to. I really did think about this before Animal Kingdom Lodge. You got Boma, you got Jico. I mean, even the quick service is fantastic. It has to be Animal Kingdom Lodge, just for Boma and Jico alone. I mean,
what is it?
I knew you were gonna pick that. That is the right answer.
Oh.
Would you have picked Grand Floridian if you?
No, I would if I really need. I think that there's more to offer.
Yeah.
At Grand Floridian, yes, but because there's different types of food there. You have some Italian, some seafood. You have the Enchanted Rose. Oh my God, their quick service is also fantastic. And then you have Victoria and Albert upstairs. It's just great. But overall, the actual food, it's Animal Kingdom. Yeah.
The next one is overall theme and decor.
Okay.
Of the lobby and stuff.
Okay. Yep. Overall theme. I think that's where the Wilderness Lodge will come in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
you picked right.
I did.
I think out of these, that's
good.
That's good.
Wilderness Lodge for the style and the vibe.
And there's two more, just to give you your heads up. The next one is room features, or just the rooms in general, interior of the rooms.
That's really annoying because now I would have said No, I would have. I feel like that's cheating. I feel like the vibe and the room features are the same. Okay.
I made the rules and I made them wrong. So
room features. I guess I don't know. That's really hard to say because they almost are all not the same. They're not the same. That's a lie. They're not the same. But I feel like the one, because I've seen so many. There's only a few that have like, holy moly, taken my breath away. I guess then a second close to as far as how the room is on the inside and all the features and cool stuff, you'd have to go with the Polynesian bungalows because you have the hot tub over at the Cascade Cabins, and then you have the little mini pool right on the water at the bungalows. So as far as like what cool features they have inside, those two are at the top. Okay. You have your own pool and hot tub. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's amazing.
You don't get that anywhere else. And the last one is the pools for the resort. Okay,
the actual resort pools. Yeah, resort. That's okay. That one's a little easier. I know everyone's gonna want me to say the beach club. And that is just not mine. That is the most anxiety-driven experience every time we go. I cannot stand that pool, and I'm getting the biggest daggers over there. It is his favorite pool. I think with kids, when I took my kids there, they love it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. But I am at no time ever at peace in my soul when I am there. It just is lots of chaos. I really do love the Boulder Ridge pool, so it's a bummer I can't say that again. That's a bummer, because that pool, that to me is the best pool on property, with the free, big, huge cabanas. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm struggling. Okay, hold on. Okay, I guess my second pick would have to be, and again, I'm saying this from not a family perspective. You know what? Even the family perspective, because you have both options. The Riviera pools. You have the quiet, amazing adult pool, and then there is a fantastic kids pool with a great slide my kids love. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So yeah, I'd go with the Riviera pools. Even though, again, I'd sell it. That's twice now.
Maybe you need to reconsider.
I know. No, I'm not against Grand Flow.
No, you're not going to reconsider.
No.
We're just acknowledging that
it is a good resort. It is a great resort. It just was the least of the three.
How did it feel, and what was your experience when Taylor Swift commented on your birthday post?
How do you know that?
What was your reaction? And I'll flash on the screen what she said.
It was the most, it sounds so stupid. I'm going to sound like the biggest, Taylor Swiftie person in the world. But it was one of those things where I didn't know she did it. And I just, all of a sudden, we were watching a movie or something, or a TV show. And so my phone was facing down. Mm-hmm. So it happened for an hour, and I didn't know.
Okay.
And then when I opened up my phone, there's 1,000,001 notifications of from Instagram and from people texting me, being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What is happening? Who is my family okay? What's happening? I don't get it." All these crying eyes, and I'm like, okay, so I go online, and there's so many comments coming in at one time because her Swifties, her people, once they see she's commented on something, they find it like that. So there's people commenting on this picture who have never heard of me ever, never seen me, never anything. So I can't keep up with the comments, and all I keep seeing is, oh my gosh, Queen, oh my gosh, she hasn't commented in over a year, oh my gosh, this, and I'm like, who are we talking about? And then it finally hits me, and I dropped to the floor, and I'm not being dramatic, and the most embarrassing way, I dropped to the floor, started hyperventilating, crying, and Cody is like, what's wrong, and I couldn't get the words out, and so I'm just on his floor sobbing, and he's like, I have no idea, and so finally I just have to hand him my phone, and I'm sobbing. Absolutely amazing. And then within 10 minutes, there's a knock at the door, and our dear friend had already printed the comment out in a frame, literally 10-15 minutes top, and it was left on the doorstep in a frame. Insane. Right away. And I still have it. I look at it every single day. It's my favorite.
And this is one of my questions. I'm just trying to find a way to segue to it because I want to ask it so bad.
Yeah.
You guys put out a reel about fall at Disney World, and it had an audio, and it was from Gilmore Girls.
You get it? Oh my God, it's hot as. Yeah.
And I'm like, do you like Gilmore Girls?
Oh, good sir. Do I like Gilmore Girls? No, no. I do not like Gilmore Girls. I love Gilmore Girls.
You recently became an aunt.
Yeah.
For the first time. Is it the first time?
The first time.
And this was what, last fall?
Yeah, in September, which is crazy because my kids are 13. So I've been like the one, there's 5 siblings of me and so of us. And so the fact that I had a 13-year gap of like giving my brothers and sisters nephews and no one gave me anything, it's about time.
Yeah, you were due.
I was ready.
What is it like? What is Auntie Lex like?
So I have my niece Nora who lives in North Carolina, so it's hard because she's not here. But my brother is getting engaged, and she has a 6-year-old who has consumed my every part of my heart. And that is like my nephew. Like that is my nephew. He's going to be mine. And I feel like I got to experience a lot more auntie-ness from him because Nora's so far away and she's so small. And I do go out there, they come back here, and I absolutely adore that child. And as she grows, I'll get to see that connection. But I really feel like with him, it's been really forming me as like, oh, I feel like an aunt with him. It's so fun because my kids are still my best friends in the entire world, but they are like little men. They straight up are. I mean, they're 13. Like they're old. Where my nephew's only being 6, like I can still play pretend with him, and they'll still like. Yeah, they're very, like, their imagination is still so young and beautiful and fresh. And so it's fun. For me, it's just taking me back when my kids were little. That's what it is for me. It just reminds me of that, which is nice. Because I'm like 5 years away from them being adults.
Yeah.
So,
scary?
Oh, it's the worst. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. So getting to relive it through them. And it's also cool because I got to see all my siblings love my kids for the past 13 years. So to kind of like give it back to their kids it's been very rewarding. So yeah, no, it's just a lot of fun.
What's the future for Lex? Not the Lost Bros. We can always talk about that.
Yeah.
What's the future look like for Lex?
Future for Lex, man. I mean, the foreseeable future, my answer is always going to be so boring and the same, my children. Like just knowing I only have 5 years left with them where, you know, they're here within my care and hopefully maybe a little longer they'll stay and go to school somewhere around here. But I definitely, I mean, that's that in the next 5 years, that's it. It's like a tunnel vision. But also I did a lot of traveling in my early 20s, and that has been on a massive like pause for the past like 10 years. We're really thinking that's going to change this year. And when I say traveling, I mean like world traveling, like not like, you know, like I used to literally do that every year. I'd pick two or three places to go and would see things and experience things and live in the culture for a while. So it's been on pause. And so for me, especially, I think we're going to slowly get back into that. But then especially once they are 18 and I'm depressed and they're gone and it's horrible, I really feel like I'm just going to go and be like, all right, let's go. Someone hop in on this trip with me. We're going over here. We're going over there. We're going over here. While also running a business, I'm sure that's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But that would be that would be the dream, huh? That would be it, to just start traveling the world again, because that's my favorite, is when I get to experience other cultures and like live in it. That's my all-time favorite. So maybe that. But at least for the next 5 years, the boys, the kids, that's it. That's the only answer I got for you. Yeah. Is just spending time with them and continuing to be their best friend and help them grow into decent human beings. That's it.